Abbott and Costello, Laurel and Hardy, and now IGUDESMAN Joo. Alexei IGUDESMAN and Hyung-gi Joo are a comic duo who have brought clowning back where it belongs, into classical music halls. They also have a fair bit of fun with popular songs. Here's a clip of them performing recently at Sirius XM Studios.
And so you're back from outer space. I just walk in to find you here. Where's that sad look upon your face? I should have changed that stupid look. I should have made you leave your key. If I had known for just a second you'd be back to bother me. Go, now go! Walk out the door. Just turn around now, cause you're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to hurt me but goodbye? You saw that crumble? You saw that lay down and die?
And we're joined now by Alexei and Hyung-gi. Gentlemen, welcome to Chicago tonight. Alexei, what were you playing your violin with in that video we just saw?
It is actually a milk frother.
A what?
A milk foamer, milk frother. It's basically, in case you need to make some coffee, it's great for that, you know, to froth.
Oh, to froth it.
To froth the milk and to froth your string on your really expensive. If you have an expensive old Italian violin like I do, I think it's perfect to use on the violin.
And the audience was frothing afterwards, I would imagine. Hyung-gi, you perform with a lot of orchestras. Your upcoming performance with the Chicago Symphony Orchestra is your first time with the CSO. Do you ever get pushback from classical music lovers, or do people go with the flow?
Actually, the opposite. Some of our first supporters and our most loyal supporters are still, to date, classical musicians or people in classical organizations. We've had guests, wonderful guests such as Joshua Bell joining us. In fact, yesterday we released a CD with him. He's just released a CD for Christmas. So if anybody wants to buy a Christmas gift.
They make great stocking stuffers.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah. Gifts, it's called Musical Gifts, yes. The CD. And we wrote a really crazy number for it, where we mix basically Christmas songs together with Hanukkah Jewish songs. Very inappropriate, so it'll be perfect for the CD.
I see. Well, the two of you met at a music school in London when you were just kids. Was at least one of you the class clown? Were you both the class clown?
Yes. We were both the well, I don't know. It's difficult to say who was the clownesque, but we were in the same school, but we weren't mostly in the same class. So I think we were the class clown for each other's classes or something like that.
I see. Well, it's
confusing.
You traded that way. Well, the show you're performing at Orchestra Hall this Friday is called Big Nightmare Music, and what can people expect?
A big nightmare.
Absolutely.
And a lot of music.
Yeah. Well, it's a show which is full of song and dance. Actually, we even have some dancing violinists on stage that will get the whole orchestra to sing. And
the CSO will be singing?
They will be laughing. They'll be crying on stage. Actually, I think that might be a premiere. It's going to be crazy.
They'll be riding their instruments like they're riding a horse. Try to imagine that. Okay,
well, listen, this sounds like something that audiences here have not seen before. Is it a set program or is it improvised?
Well, all our material is very meticulously written, especially material with orchestra, because, I mean, you know, they have to know what they're playing. But it's meticulously written so that there's so much room for spontaneity. So we even encourage members of the orchestra, hey, you know what? If you have little surprises up your sleeves, please spring them on us, you know?
Has that ever happened?
Oh, absolutely.
For example?
Well, we had one time with the Taiwan Symphony Orchestra, we had some people just jumping up and doing Gangnam Style, some of the violinists, just spontaneously in one of the performances, in one of the pieces, which was perfect.
I don't know if that's going to happen with the CSO, but you never know.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
We have a clip of you performing a sort of tribute to Riverdance, and let's take a look at that. Now, you gentlemen may not know this, but Michael Flatley, the person who came up with Riverdance, is originally from Chicago. So
No way!
Yes, yes. And so, you know, if you were to do something like this come Friday night, it would be very appropriate. It would be a real homage, but we won't ask you to give away what's going on. But Hyung-gi, I understand that you can sing opera in the voice of Barry Gibb from the Bee Gees. Is that true?
You know, the thing is that we both love all kinds of music, and we've never discriminated between types of music. In fact, in our show, Big Nightmare Music.
Yeah, but you know what? I've never heard the Bee Gees singing opera music, whether it's Barry Gibb or anyone else.
Well, I guess it would be something like Don Giovanni. I don't know. It's like
Something like that.
something like this.
Okay. Concert artists, you know, often live in fear that something is going to go wrong if you're a violinist, you know, if a string breaks or something like that. But you seem to sort of go with that if something goes wrong.
We love when things go wrong.
Oh, absolutely. Our show is actually full of planned mistakes. Things go wrong on purpose. Actually, we often like to say that our show is one big mistake.
I see. Well, listen, both of you are clearly, you know, steeped in classical music. Do you have another instrument besides the piano?
Oh, I'm afraid I'm just grappling with trying to play the piano, so that's enough.
And you know, you obviously studied violin. I mean, you were steeped in classical music training.
And we still are. I mean, that's our roots. The music always comes first. What we're very careful about in always saying is that we're not making fun of music. We're having fun with music, and that's a very important distinction for us. And it's always the music that comes first, and then the humor.
Because I would imagine that if you're spoofing it, you better be pretty good at it, or else the audience is not going to go with you.
Well, and then otherwise the Chicago Symphony Orchestra wouldn't invite you to play as well. So, but yeah, I mean, the quality of the music is most important. But you know, for us, we make no distinctions between funny music or serious music. For us, it's all one thing. We just we want the audience to enjoy the concerts. We've just found very often that you go to classical music concerts, and in the atmosphere, it seems like you're going to a funeral.
Well,
you know.
Well, especially if they're playing a requiem.
Well, but even when it's joyful music, it's also serious and stuffy, and we didn't want that. We wanted it to be fun. We wanted it to be a really pleasurable celebration of life.
If it's not a funeral, it sometimes feels like you're going to church.
Yeah, exactly. And church can be fun too. So that's
depending on the denomination or religion. Okay, well, you're about to go to Austria, Germany, and Russia. How do you work around the language barriers? How does that literally translate to the audience?
Wir können natürlich auf Deutsch reden. Parliamo italiano anche, по-русски тоже говорим.
Okay, fine, okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. You've had Billy Joel, Joshua Bell, as you mentioned, make surprise appearances at your concerts. Any surprises here for Chicago? Mayor Emanuel? Ricardo Muti?
Yeah, we'll just pop Ricardo out of a bag, like, whoa, like no. Unfortunately,
none of them are available on that day.
Exactly. No, we will have certainly some surprises. It might not be celebrity surprises, but there might be just suddenly a beautiful dancer popping up and dancing on stage. We don't know. But the audience will if they go to the concert.
All right. Alexei, Hyung-gi, thank you for being here. Good luck Friday night.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Once again, Alexei and Hyung-gi join the Chicago Symphony Orchestra at Symphony Center this Friday night, October 18th at 8 p.m. And you can visit our website to watch more of their performances. And back to wrap it up right after this.